Let us turn to the housing market. October existing home sales have now fallen to the lowest level. You have to go all the way back to August of 2010. The National Realtors Association reported 3.79 million existing homes were listed for sale in October. That's down 4.1% month over month. But Morgan Stanley's new housing forecast claims that for homeowners who can wait, relief may be coming, with the investment firm expecting prices to fall 3% by the end of next year. And when we say homeowners, we mean would-be homeowners or homeowners who want to sell and then move into a different home. But what does this mean now with mortgage rates still above 7% and the housing supply so incredibly tight? Let's bring in somebody we hope knows, CEO of real estate giant Redfin, Glenn Kelman. I know you're wiping the sweat off your brow, Glenn. This number, I always sit here over the past, I want to say more than a year, and say the numbers are falling because there's nothing to buy. It's that thin inventory. Is that a fair assessment?
It has been a fair assessment, and it's certainly why October came in so low. Rates were still at 8% back then, and now they're closer to 7.5%. But there has been a change in the market, a disturbance in the force, where for the first time, we are seeing inventory start to increase, both because people are listing homes and because old listings aren't selling. 1 in 5 homes have had price drops. What that bank said about prices coming down for the first time seems not just possible, but likely.
Okay, 1 in 5 are dropping their price. I always look, and sometimes in different areas where, you have a little dream of, I'd love to have a little, a holiday home or something like that. And it's price cut, price cut, price cut. So that's not just one particular region. Where are you seeing the biggest price cuts?
Really in middle class and even affordable homes. The luxury market, where you may be looking for a ski shack, Liz, is less likely to have price cuts. But across the board, people are cutting prices. That always happens at the end of the summer season because people haven't been able to sell in June and July, so they mark the property down to get it sold by the end of the year. It's just happening more now than almost at any time in the past. And so for the first time, there's a break in the logjam where we might see a real drop in prices, and that is going to spur sales. The market has just been frozen because buyers and sellers can't agree on a price.
They can't agree because it's the seller thinks it's worth more and the buyer thinks it's worth or wants it to be worth less. But this frozen tundra has been the cosmic crash, if you will, of higher mortgage rates, which arguably 7%, not historically, but recent history, are still pretty high for psychological reasons for many people, plus the thin inventory. But now as you start to see that movement, where are the areas that you feel will have the most inventory right now?
Oh, the Sun Belt. So investor activity is down 40% in the Sun Belt. If you look at a place even like Austin, Texas, where there was so much Airbnb activity, people were buying houses and trying to build an Airbnb empire. Property taxes came due in the fall, and so many people are trying to get out of that market to avoid paying the tax. So that was one of the first places where we saw prices soften. But if you go west across the American Southwest, you'll see the same thing. One place that is still doing relatively well is Florida, though. So many people want to move there that even though the market is soft, Florida is pretty strong.
That is, I would expect that from Florida, but Austin was sizzling, was it not?
Yeah, well, the market give, the market take. In places that really went sky high, like Boise or Portland or Austin, Texas, they just came crashing back down to earth. It's sort of a thin market in some of these places because so many people wanted to move and there were so few homes that prices really shot up at unsustainable rates. And now it's just really hard on the people who live there because they're looking back 6 months and say, what if I'd sold in 2022 or even at the beginning of 2023? What could I have gotten? And they are unwilling to mark it down, or at least they were until quite recently.
Are prices climbing in Detroit? Did I see that?
That is also one of the strongest areas. It's so affordable. And if you go a little bit beyond Detroit to Grand Rapids, Michigan, that is one of the strongest markets in the country. You see the same effect in the far-flung reaches of New York State. So Rochester, Albany are doing reasonably well. People are just able to commute from a very long distance or live a remote life in the same state. And that has kept those markets going fairly strong.
Glenn, Redfin just put out an article, 10 tips for selling your home during the holidays. Well, what are the tips for buying a home during the holidays if people want to treat themselves? I get the selling, but buying homes, like what is the strategy to making sure you get the best deal when buying a home?
Well, number one, you've got to date the rate and marry the house. So I just tell people, regardless of the season, that you want to make sure you really love the property, because
Right.
it's hard to make a good financial decision if you hate the house, and it's hard to make a bad one if you love the house and you're going to live in it for a long time. So I think some people at the end of the season feel some fatigue. We were looking in the summer, we were looking in the fall. Don't settle. Hold out. More inventory is coming in January and February, so you can get a good deal. There are some sellers who are really motivated, and that's why people are in the market right now at the end of the year. But do that because it's the house you want, not just because somebody has dropped their price. That's my advice.
Yeah, and don't fall for the trick when the seller is baking cookies when you come to look at the house.
Oh,
That's the old trick. Oh, the house, oh, this is so homey and I'm baking cookies. No, love the house, not the scent of the damn cookies. All right, great to see you, Glenn. Thank you so much and happy holidays to you.